everybody, I'm Steph.
I'm Michael
Check out Intent to Kill.
from Hobby World. This game plays 2 to 4 players and plays, according to the box, in about, 60 minutes?
60 minutes.
So, Intent to Kill, I have to say, it shines specifically as a 2-player game, I think.
Yeah, it's really
Though
cool.
I think multiple people can be on the side of the investigator. I'm not really too sure how it would work if you had 2 people playing on the killer side. Basically, one player is the killer, and one player is the investigator. And she's trying to find me before I kill my 5th victim.
No.
If she can't find out who I am, uh, and what my motive is, then I will get away with it.
We don't want that. We'll just call you Dexter Morgan.
That's right. So thanks to Hobby World for providing us this copy of Intent to Kill, but they didn't give it to us in exchange for this video. They gave it to us because they know we like to play all the games. Let's go ahead and take a look at this while I teach you all the rules.
I will say, this game is gorgeous.
Well, even though it's a beige board, look at all the pop on the colors on all of the civilians.
Yeah, it's very pretty.
And there's a lot of civilians, not just a few. There are a lot.
Yes, so you're not going to be using them all each game. So
Now,
that's good.
there are 2 ways to play the game. There's the logic mode, and then after you've played logic a few times, there is the intuition mode. And then, even after that, there are a lot of different scenarios that you can use to keep the game fresh, and you're basically doing different things in those scenarios. I will teach you the logic mode, but let me just tell you, on the intuition mode, you are basically adding detective and murderer cards, which will add abilities for the detective and for the murderer. You'll also be using these investigation tokens that the investigator will be picking up from all over the board and then using them to help them with their investigation. We won't be needing any of these for the logic game.
I'm still bad enough at the logic game.
And that is what we are playing. You're bad at that old logic game?
That old logic game. I'm working on my skills.
Each player needs to have one of these witness summary, witness testimony pages. Now, I didn't find the need to use it much when I was playing, but some killers might need this more than others. The killer mostly just needs this area at the bottom so that they can write down who they are, who their person of interest is, what is your supporter group, um, and some what your motive is and what the characteristics are for yourself. Maybe your person of interest. Maybe you mark down things in that area, talking about maybe some of the people that you have killed, because certain motives require that your targets be certain types of individuals. So maybe you're trying to get rid of people from different social groups. There are 9 different social groups in the game. Um, there are, let's see what they,
I can tell you.
authority, medicine, criminals, press, government, jet set, outcasts, labor, and immigrants.
Yeah, it's all on my player aid here.
Oh, nice. Um, each of the civilians, and the murderer is one of the 20 civilians on the board. Each of them has characteristics. You've got your sex is in this game is either male or female. The ages are not specific. Whenever someone says, "Oh yeah, the guy that ran away from here, he was in his 20s or 40s or 60s." That's generally all you're going to get. You're going to basically break down the age groups into young, middle aged, and elderly, 20, 40, 60. And the build, small, medium, large. The height short, medium, or tall, but not Bree sized. And then we've got the groups that might be lying. Notice on this card, when the investigator questions civilians, the murderer can lie, the person of interest can lie, and the supporter group can lie.
So that's
The
important for
so one
Jelfia to
social
know.
group.
If Jelfia is helping me, it's important to know that Michael will not always be telling us the truth.
I will not always
He
tell you the
might,
truth.
but
So we do have some questions. Is it a bit like Guess Who? A little bit. One of these 20 is me, one is my person of interest, and I'm going to be eliminating 5 of these as the game goes on. So, um, let's see what else we have here.
not much. Got sidetracked a little.
What?
No, you can continue.
I was answering the different questions. Cindy, Bob, did you answer him on the
Mm-hmm.
deception murder in Hong Kong?
I did.
Gotcha. So, for the setup on this game, you've got to follow the steps. Otherwise, you're gonna have to do what I did. I dealt out all the civilians and then forgot to look at one to find out who I was. So I basically had to get a random number from 1 to 20 to figure out who I and my target of person of interest was. But normally you take all 20, you deal out 20 civilians. The murderer will look at one and then look at another one. One is you, one is your person of interest. Write those down and write down the information on the card because you might want to know what you have to tell in the case of telling the truth or what you might not want to tell whenever you have the ability to lie. So,
No, I'm putting it there.
okay, that is on your setup. You're
That's what
putting
he
it
set up.
I should say all of these buildings and the car have these little feet on them. We're going to lay them down so y'all can see these things much easier. These will go on specific spots on the board as you see here. There are 2 fire stations, 2 police stations, 2 medical centers, and 2 diners. You will also place the 5 crime scene cards over here on the side. Um, the um, detective will deal out all 20 of these cards, 2 in each corner, 1 in all of the other slots. Now you'll notice each of these neighborhood districts has room for 3 civilians. So you'll never have more than 3 civilians in any one district. You're going to take the motive cards, these murderer motive cards. There are 20 of them. Do not shuffle them together. They are 2 sets of 10, and the 10 are identical. 2 sets of 10 or 12? Do. No, 2 sets of 12. Excuse me. You will shuffle them up. You will choose 6. You will deal out a random 6 of them. Those will be the 6 that you are going to use during the game. Notice that Steph has her 6 cards out here. I shuffle those up. I look at one. That is my motive. I have an identical set of these cards down here in my corner so that I don't have to look over here at Steph's. I can just look at mine to see what other sorts of motives I can pretend that I am because one of the things Steph has to do is figure out my motive. And I'll tell you how she does that in a minute. Um, the murderer will then take all of these social group tokens. Um, the murderer is going to select 3 of them off the top of the deck, choose one to be their social group, and the other 2 we are just going to put off off the board into the box. So 6 here in the corner, 2 off into the box, 1 for me. So, Steph, if you will not look for just a second, all of these
They don't look.
will have something like that. It's okay that she looks because there's reasons why it's not so important. But they will each have one of those 9 groups on there. Jelfia, it's fine if she looks. Um. Anyway, um, the detective receives the surveillance token. This is going to be important for her to find out if that could be one of the murderer's targets. So, do, 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 do. And the detective places their car into any block of their choice. But it's not going to matter a great deal, not a huge deal. But I am not going to be able to kill where the detective is right off the bat. So, um, obviously, the detective needs to identify me and needs to determine my motive. The game will last either 5 or 6 rounds. I will be killing one person per round. I can decide to not murder someone one round. Um, but if I ever refuse or are unable to kill someone in a round after that, I have automatically lost the game. I mean, killing needs to be done. It's a quick business. You got to do it. You got to get in, get out.
Hmm.
So, um, each of the rounds will consist of a murderer phase, a detective phase, and a city phase. The murderer phase is where I intimidate some civilians and then murder some poor guy or girl. Then the detective phase has the initial response and then the investigation. Initial response is whenever the detective comes over to an area, sees the dead body, and will send all the other civilians away, basically making it a crime scene. And then the investigator is going to do their investigation, where they can take 2 actions. Finally, we're going to have the city phase where we are going to move civilians around. Um, and if there are any intimidated civilians with the detective, then you can console them and say, there, it'll be okay. And so they're not intimidated anymore. We're going to do that lather, rinse, and repeat for 5 or 6 rounds, generally 5 rounds. And then at the end of the round, in which the 5th murder was committed, Steph will have to name the civilian who they think is me, and um, and what my motive is. If at least one of them is wrong, then I win. Because if she's got my motive wrong, basically it gets me off the hook.
Okay.
So, and obviously, if like if she, Steph declared that I was the patrolman and that the patrolman was guilty, and sent that poor patrolman to jail for a long, long time. It was really sad, but not for me.
No, you got out.
I got out. So, um, let's talk about these in a little bit more detail. So the first thing I'm going to do is I am going to choose 2 civilians anywhere in the city and flip them over to the black and white side. So let's say I've got this patrolman here. I can intimidate the patrolman by flipping him over to the black and white side. Intimidated civilians will not answer questions because I've intimidated them so that they don't answer any questions. um, I cannot intimidate civilians in the same spot as the detective right at this moment. So um, then I get to choose a victim who fits my motive, who is not in the same block as the detective, and who is not me. I can't commit suicide. I can't get out of this by trying to fake my own death. So that's all I do in the murderer phase. Flip over 2 civilians, kill 1 civilian. That's all I do. I
Yep.
don't move my I don't move my individual. I don't do anything. So Steph is going to rush over to the spot of the death, Um, this will be taken away, and this will be put in her place. You can place it like this. I like placing it diagonally. It's a really big sign that you can't have a civilian go there anymore because this is now a crime scene and this is going to be a crime scene for the rest of the game. This is a good message that lets you know who my 5 victims are right there along the side. It's a very well designed game, I would say. So, this already tells Steph a little bit of information. For example, um, the cutthroat motive, you cannot murder in the 4 central spots of the city. So, clearly, I am not the cutthroat if that were to happen. So, if there were any civilians in this block, Steph would say, "You got to move along. You got to get out of this zone." And so Steph will get to choose one of these zones where she can. If for some reason there's nowhere that they can go, for example, if both of these spots were murder scenes, and then I murder someone in the corner, they can't go to either adjacent spot, so she can just choose anywhere in the city. You cannot choose anywhere that has 3 civilians in it. So if there were 3 civilians over here, Steph cannot send another civilian that way. She has to send one of the other directions. Then Steph is going to get 2 movement points and 2 different actions. The actions include questioning civilians. She can question. Is it both of the civilians in your area?
Any civilians in the area.
Any civilian. So let's say she decides to go 1-2. There are 2 civilians here. She could question both of them with that action. Now, it's important to note she cannot do 1 question, 2 question,
Same action.
because it's the same action. You cannot also interrupt an action with a movement and then continue the rest of the action. So, plus, you can't do the same action twice. You could take instead of questioning the civilians, the action could be to visit any of these four locations. Um, you can take 2 different location actions. You cannot take, for instance, 2 police station actions or 2 diner actions. So um, I did have the card. There it is. So at the police station, you get to place a surveillance token on a civilian in that block where the police station is, or in an adjacent block. So if Steph went up here, she could place a surveillance token on this ambassador, or the gangster, or the dispatcher, not the artist, because you cannot put a surveillance token. Diagonal is not adjacent. At any time, she can remove this surveillance token and she can say, "Michael, could you possibly kill the artist?" And I would say yes or no based on what my motives are. Not whether I am going to kill, but whether I could
Including
possibly
the
kill.
state of the board already.
Yeah, because some of them require that I kill. All victims can be no more than 2 different ages. So I could kill 20s and 40s, but not 60s, for example. So if I've got 20s and 40s going down the line, then if she were to ask, can you kill this editor? My answer is no. But if I've only got one age range down here, like now, anybody except myself is a valid target. Steph doesn't know that. However, if she were to surveil the editor now and maybe some point in the future, she could find out if it changes at some point. Also, it's good information that if she asks me about the editor and I say yes, that's a big clue. That's not me. I am not the editor because I can't kill myself. So, surveillance is not an action, it can be done at any time. But since you can only take one police station action a turn, um, you can basically only do the surveillance basically once per turn. You could surveil someone in one turn, and then let's say she's at the police station in a future turn, she could do the surveillance, place it on someone else at the police station, and use it again. In That's the only way you can use it twice in a turn is if you had this on in a previous turn. So after Steph has taken her two actions, then we're going to do the city phase, where we work with the public and move civilians. Working with the public, if there's an intimidated civilian in the same block as the detective will console them. And if it wasn't clear before, if Steph were down here and one of these civilians was intimidated, the musician will definitely talk. The lawyer will not.
You should probably go over exactly
Oh,
what that means.
what that
Like
means.
asking a civilian a question.
Yeah, I will. I will do that, and let me get to that. I'm actually two things behind. Um, I forgot to mention the other building actions at the diner. You can question one unintimidated civilian in this block or an adjacent block. In the hospital, you can comfort one intimidated civilian. Sorry, diner you can question. Hospital, you can comfort one intimidated civilian in this block or an adjacent block. It's not generally a good idea to console somebody, to comfort somebody where you're going to be at the end of the turn. You might want to do someone in an adjacent block instead. Finally, the fire station, you draw a random token from the social group stack, and you can move each civilian of that group once. The good thing is that Steph now knows which one of these is not my social group. So, as Steph mentioned, what does it mean when you question a civilian? Well, remember all of those different identifiers. Uh, Steph can ask a yes or no question of a civilian, can say, is the murderer a man? Is the murderer 60? Is the murderer small or short? She can't say what was the age of the murderer. Um, she has to ask a yes or no question on these stats here.
It's one thing per person.
One thing, and you don't have to ask the same question of each civilian. You can ask two different questions. However, if she's worried that one of these is my social group, then she will ask one and then maybe confirm with the other. And if I had lied with the first one and I can't lie with the second one, then she's going to catch me in a lie. She's going to know it's one of these. So, as I mentioned, um, Steph is first going to console all of the intimidated civilians in the first part of the city phase. And then the second part of the city phase is moving civilians around. So I'm going to shuffle these up. Steph is going to draw one of these, and she gets to move. No, I do it first. I'm going to draw one of these. I'm going to turn it face up, and I'm going to move every civilian that I want to in this social group. Then Steph is going to take the next one and move every civilian she wants to in that social group. Um, all the normal movement rules apply. You cannot go into a crime scene. And then we're going to shuffle these up again so that she could actually draw the same one over and over. And when you and I played the other day, 5 rounds, you saw 4 of these 6.
That was terrible.
It was a really bad ride for you, I gotta say. And I got away with it as the veteran. Um, so remember, I can lie, my person of interest can lie, and my social group can lie. My chosen supporter group, not my social group. Um, the veteran was a member of the Brown group. What is Brown?
Mm, outcast.
Outcasts. Um, so just because I was a member of the outcast group did not mean that was my supporter group. My supporter group is whatever I've got hidden over here. All right.
Ideally, they line up, including the person of interest. If it all lines up, that's great for us.
Yes. And it could line up this time.
It could.
We will see. All right, it's time to kill some folks. Um, let's, Steph, if you will tell Jelfia and the rest of the audience.
Okay, I showed Jelfie a picture, but the motives are these 6 things that we're trying to deduce. You cannot murder anyone in a block adjacent to the last crime scene. All victims have to be murdered in blocks with buildings. Buildings. At least 3 of the victims have to be from the same social group, so that will be harder to do. There are a bunch of different with 3 only, but that means all 3 of them will have to be killed. There's nothing with 4, so there's that. You cannot murder in intimidated civilians. So if he can't murder anybody that's like this on the board, um, all victims can be of no more than 2 different ages, and you cannot murder in the 4 central blocks of the city.
Seems good. All right. It's time for me to intimidate and eliminate. Look at my group again.
We definitely need to ask age question. We need to ask all of it to figure him out.
Mm-hmm.
But we might not have to worry. Yeah, it just depends. It depends.
Depends.
It depends. How tall are these people?
How tall are you?
We don't have that many medium height people. You're taller than Steph and Bree. This is true. This is true.
I am going to intimidate the professor and the reporter and eliminate the bartender.
So the professor's got to move.
Yes, he does.
That means we're going up to the top corner here.
And you're going to move him somewhere.
Yeah, just put him.
Woo!
Just put him next to the other intimidated one.
You're useless. Go down there.
Yeah, basically. All right, so now we're up here. At the fire station, we can draw a random token from the social group stack, and we can move each civilian of the target group once if we wanted to do that. Not sure we do. I'm not sure we don't. Put it back.
I'm giving you the option.
All right. I'm thinking we move to the business center, which is where our cop station is. We put out a police token on one of the intimidated people and ask if they can be killed. There's several things that will cross off the list if it can be killed. So that's what I'm thinking. And then we question either the red lady or the purple lady on the way. So I'm thinking that's what we're going to do. Open to suggestions, Jelfia. Um, but let's see. Since we don't know, we have nothing really to go on right now. So that's like what we're trying to get info on. So let's go and so you killed this person who is red and 40. So let's see. He killed
Female, 40, large build. The way I've been keeping track of heights, 2 lines of height, which is medium.
yeah. So female 40.
Large.
Large and tall.
No. Large and medium.
This
Large build, medium height. There are 3 lines.
oh, medium
Yeah,
height.
with 2 lines filled in.
Medium height. Okay,
This is
so
such a good game.
all right, we're gonna go to the cop station.
Boom.
We're gonna put out this on the professor. And I think we're gonna just use it. So it's a free action to use it. Surveil him. Would you be able to kill the professor?
No.
He cannot kill the professor. Excellent. So I don't normally talk out loud, but because um we got others watching, I will say he can't be a sadist. Oh yeah, he could be. He could be because he can't be killed. So that's correct. He could be this. Victims no more than 2 different ages. Um, don't really know how that would. We don't. So if that was
Also, you don't know if it's me.
I also don't know if it's you. That's true.
However, that does not fit.
This does not fit because all victims can be no more than 2 days. So he would have said yes unless it's himself.
Correct.
Cannot be in the 4 central blocks. Still could be that.
Yeah. I could kill,
So
just so everyone knows, I can kill my person of interest. And there is one of the motives that requires I kill my person of interest. Not these.
this is a true statement. These two are true statements. You cannot murder anyone in the block adjacent. So that would hold true.
They have to be murdered with building, so that holds true.
It would be killed. You wouldn't be able to.
I would not be able to kill, and I said no.
Yeah, at least 3 of the victims have to be from the same social group. So we don't know. I would say it would still. You would. You could still kill from. So you. I don't know.
That one doesn't fit.
That doesn't. Yeah. Well, it could. It could fit. Like you could say yes to this because you could still kill 3 of
I
that
don't know,
group.
but I said no, so that doesn't fit.
Right. Right.
I could say I
I'm
could
getting myself
currently
confused.
yes, which is why I'm helping you out.
Okay.
What is on the professor's card?
$42. The answer is 42. Jelly is very lost. Don't worry about this. This is kind of confusing because I'm even confusing myself. But
Yeah.
he said he could not kill the professor. So just make that note. Could not kill.
It could not kill the professor.
Because
Yeah,
the
well,
professor, for many reasons, can he not kill the professor? But
and it might be I could not kill him because he's me. It could be that I could not kill him at this time. But maybe if he were not in that block, or maybe if he were not intimidated, or something, you know?
okay. All right. Well, anyway, we're gonna question the purple girl.
Got a
So
question to Purple Girl. She says, "What's up?"
we're gonna ask her.
Yeah, that would be the Robber Geek Girl podcast.
We're gonna.
That's the robber's motive. Could not kill next to.
What is she?
She is a purple,
Yeah.
but does it matter what she is?
I don't know.
What you're asking her is things about me, not things about her.
I know, but I'm making notes. So
Okay.
let's ask if you are. If the murderer is a male.
Um, she says that yes, the murderer is male.
So we asked the purple ambassador. Is that what she is?
Yes.
If it and she said the murderer is male. So
Now, if she is me, or she is my person of interest, or she is my social group,
she could be lying.
I don't have to lie, but I could lie.
Right.
If she is not any of those things, I must tell the truth. And on surveillance, on this thing, I must tell the truth regardless. I can't lie, even if the professor was one of those, me or my social group or my target of interest, because Steph is watching, or Steph has the police watching the professor actually to see whether a killer is stalking, basically. Well, now you've potentially eliminated the females in on the board, but that does not necessarily mean it is a male on the board.
Right.
Well, Geek Girl said so. There's a 50-50 chance.
At this point, but if we see a purple, if we ever see a purple, we'll know she's telling the truth. Well, maybe. There's still like, you know,
You never know if it's the target
it's
of interest,
it
which
could be the
I,
person of
I always
interest.
love how there's just a little bit of
Bit
a
of doubt.
chance that
Yeah.
it's not
A
what you
little
think.
bit of doubt, but if we do see purple in the mix, then all right, we did our two things. We moved.
You questioned and you surveilled. Those are your two things.
Yes.
And you moved.
Yes.
So you comfort.
Her.
Okay, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Yep.
Now, I can move the press.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I will move the press.
All right, so Jelfia, we're writing down not the press for his society group.
Not the press.
Meaning it's a good chance they're not going to lie to us unless it's him or um the suspect, the person of interest.
All right, I move the press.
Okay, great.
And you move, or can move, the jet set.
All right, jet set. Great.
Would
So,
you like to move
yeah,
members of the jet set?
we're going to move that corner
Ball player
over here.
to Richmond.
We're going to move her here.
Restaurateur to the Riveter.
And we're going to keep her there.
Artist stays with the editor.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna put these in here. We're gonna shuffle them up. All right. That's round one. On to round two.
He makes a kill and intimidates some people.
First intimidate some people, then kill somebody.
Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. I don't know about this. This is interesting.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's tricky. Super tricky. I'm still trying to figure out the
Super
professor
tricky.
information. Um, I think the best thing about that to do is to try and pull off something similar in another part of the board. Killing that? No, he's intimidated.
I intimidated him.
Okay. Mayor is intimidated. Okay. Killing her. Okay. So he killed female 40, medium build, short, orange. At a building. So we're here.
Yes.
We want to question as many people as possible because that's what I failed to do the first game. So we also like the jet set. So I'm thinking, what can we do though? We're at the diner. We can use the diner ability to question one unintimidated civilian in this block or in an adjacent block. So we can ask him or him question. So we're going to do that. We're going to ask the
Dum dum dum.
the red gangster cuz they always tell the truth
Hey, forget about it.
about the murder. Are they age 60?
Is the murderer age 60? No, the murderer is not age 60.
So red gangster saying no to 60. Do we trust him?
Hmm.
Probably not. We're gonna go over here and we get to
Well,
ask.
why'd you even ask the question if you didn't like him?
I gotta rack up as many questions as I can. We're gonna ask the pink. What is she?
Restaurant. It says restaurateur instead of restaurateur with the N in it. Missing an N. Can you stick the new dead person on the mini screen? Yeah, there's a new dead person.
Yeah, she
A
is
little bit of glow.
female 40, medium build, short, orange. We're gonna ask the pink restaurant person.
This one.
Is the murderer male?
Murderer? Yes, the murderer is male.
Mm-hmm. Likely story. We're gonna ask the orange something.
Riveter.
Something.
There's no N in restaurateur.
What do
I
you
think
want?
it was
What
restaurateur.
do you want to know about Jelfia with the orange lady? She. We don't know much about orange. He did kill an orange person.
I killed these two.
We could ask about the build or the height. So what I like to look at is like perhaps what's pretty common on the board or not common on the board, but I don't seems pretty even. Maybe less tall. Saying it's male. So we have a lot of males on the board. 20 20, 40 20, 60 60, 40. So there's 420. No, one, two, three. We could so for the male, we also have large build, large build, small build, small build. No, no. One, two, small. So two large, one, two, three, three medium, one, two, three small builds, unfortunately. So it's pretty even. And then for tall, short, medium, and tall, we have short, tall, short, short, tall, medium, short, short. There's a ton of shorts. We should ask about short. Maybe that. So let's ask the orange girl, is the murderer short? Any other ladies in the 40 range on the board? 40, 40, 40 in the corner. There's a bunch, and 40 here. So there's like four more 40s. A lot of 40s.
A lot of 40s.
All right, what do you got?
Short.
Murderer short?
Murder is short.
That's what you said is short.
What I said, murderer is short.
Likely story. Mm-hmm.
And that is the end of the investigator phase.
I haven't got anywhere.
Hey, you have gotten a lot of places.
Not really, because you're lying.
What?
I know.
I mean, I don't think I've done
It's sus. Yeah, that's right. It's sus. All right,
it. All
hit me
right.
with another murder or something. Oh, we get to move
We get
people.
to move people.
Let's move people.
I get to move the press.
You didn't shuffle it.
I did shovel it. Oh, you can take that one. Watch. It's going to be the same one she got. And now it's going to be the not the same one, but the same one. It's going to be no matter what you do, you're going to get the same one. I'm moving it. Don't rush me.
Michael is a traitor.
I don't want to do that. I mean, I thought that was really funny. I gotta say,
It's not that
it
funny.
was really funny. I'm gonna keep her where she is. I'm gonna move her down. Now you, I'm gonna let you choose.
Yeah, this.
Labor.
Oh, good. It's orange.
Now you can believe orange, but
Maybe.
not all orange.
uh, Michelle, yeah. I love Gilmore Girls. Oh, we can move orange. Great. I
Yeah,
should do that.
move orange. Move down oranges.
No, there's one.
There's one orange. I killed one.
Um,
Dead orange.
I will move
Hi, Ilman.
over here.
To the dispatcher.
Yep. All right, you.
Me.
Elman.
So I will turn her over. Oh, this is hard now.
Yeah, it is.
You've made it difficult to kill with just impunity. I want to just be able to kill who I want.
Okay. Just kill who you want.
I can't now.
Well, you got a motive you have to figure out.
All that's just too risky to do. The best thing I can do.
Trust you at all.
Best thing I can do is intimidate some people and kill the restaurateur.
Mm-hmm. Of course you do. All right, so female, 60, medium build,
Short.
short, pink.
Oh no. I can't kill her. You're
Oh,
there.
I'm there. Well, dang. I just wrote all that down.
Yeah, sorry. My bad. You're there. And you caught me. Game over. All right. Well, I will. Oh, I also turned over 3 people. I can only turn over 2 people. I'm cheating all over the place. Fine, I will kill the war widow.
All right, female, 40.
You need to move this reporter who's in the way.
Uh-huh. She's gonna go up. Well, actually,
Illman says that they love the Pathfinder Adventure card game now.
it's gonna go there, yeah.
Here?
Yeah.
Hey, good deal.
All right, 40 female, large build, short, and brown.
No, you can still have three in the same social group. Can be brown, 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 orange, 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 red, 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 unless they don't even exist out here
So it can
anymore.
only be red, red, red if it is that. Because
Um,
there's not
we
enough
have
orange.
red, red, red.
Yeah.
We have two orange. We have only one brown.
Mm-hmm.
So three reds, the only possible option.
All right, we're gonna do the fire station action because we're kind of
Might as well do it.
out of place.
Do you shuffle?
I did. Jets. Nuts.
Nuts.
Not what I wanted. But I can move people. So I will. She can come down here.
Random.
And she can come up here. I'm gonna move over one space. Not that me. And we're gonna question this guy.
This one Navy sailor.
Yeah.
What are you asking this Navy sailor?
Um is the murderer 40?
That's an interesting question.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Hmm.
The murderer is indeed 40.
Okay.
Story checks out.
Story checks out.
So far.
Maybe. And I'm gonna turn her I'll turn that pink guy over.
How do you turn him
Because
over?
I'm in the space with him at the end of my turn.
Is this the end of your turn?
Yeah, it was 2 actions.
You can turn all of them over.
Oh, great. That's perfect. This game's really hard. This game's almost over and it's really hard.
I am going to move the press.
Why? This is ridiculous. I'm picking next time.
You are going to pick next time, right now. I'm going to move this reporter right here. And that's all I'm going to do. That editor can stay intimidated up there. Are you going to pick one? This one.
Criminals.
Ooh, moved him criminals.
That's new
You
information.
finally found a new one.
She's gonna move down
She
to the
moved.
police station. Great, perfect.
No, that's purple, not perfect.
Perfect.
Geek Girl said, now you're just trying to annoy her.
I'm leaving the gangster where he is with his ladies in pink.
His entourage.
Yes.
Is that all the criminals?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because they killed a bartender.
Yep. That's right. She doesn't look like a criminal.
No, she doesn't. She must have some sort of operation going on.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I can't kill here.
Mm-hmm. Not today.
Not today. Maybe tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
There's always tomorrow.
There's always tomorrow where dreams can
Yeah,
come
no
true.
cheating.
Yeah, Delvia, you catch him.
W.
Can't lie about everything.
I lie about some things.
Yeah, maybe. Only if I ask the right people.
That's correct. Who to kill? Who to kill?
So many choices. So many choices.
Not enough time.
Not enough time. New York City's a big place, though.
Bareback. What? Who should I kill? She said kill a male. Well, if it could be believed that the killer is male, it is to my advantage to kill females. Is that not true? To my benefit. Yeah, I think she's got to go.
No.
Yep.
Uh,
I am going to intimidate. These two,
mm-hmm.
and I am going to kill the editor who was face down.
All right, so female intimidated
Intimidated.
60.
That will take one out.
I already figured that though. Oh no, I guess not. But
Jelvia said remove motives. Sadist.
yeah,
That's correct.
that's true. And we definitely know it's not the radical. But we already figured that probably was the case. Tall.
So I could either let you have two over here or two over here, and I'm like, I don't want you to use the police station.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could still use it.
Yeah, I could. Indeed. Well, hey, time
Hey,
roller.
time roller.
Welcome in. If we use the hospital ability, we could comfort and then go back and ask all these people questions. Um,
Nice.
and then end up at the police station.
This is all I'm going to say is purple.
What does that mean? It doesn't help. Alternatively, we go over here, ask the two people we can, and then go over to the police station and then use the police station ability. Can you kill person?
That is an option.
Um,
No, Geek Girls, y'all are working together. Actually, no, you're working with me.
which plan sounds better?
Supposed to work with me, Geek Girls.
Hmm.
I should probably help you out one thing. Um, these two are not necessarily
Right.
no's.
I know if you happen to be lying, if that was
Um,
you.
the only way I could lie is if it was. It's not that I was lying; it's that it would have been me.
Right.
Right. I'm just letting you know it's not in the firm no category. It's in
Right.
the possible no. Jelvia wants to ask two, then move to police.
Okay. Then we asked two. We're gonna ask the gangster.
Forget about it. What are you asking? Do you even remember what you asked him before?
Yes. We'll ask about the medium build.
Medium build. No, not medium build.
And then we'll ask the artist. We haven't talked to her yet.
I thought you talked to her up in at one point.
Nope. Nope. We'll ask her if it's a large build.
Yes, it is a large build. Michael, don't make me throw a cocktail at your gangster. um, Geek Girl says, remind me what questions can you ask? The stats on the bottom. Yes. These are the questions. Is the murderer blank? Are you going to police station it?
Yeah, I need to go and look what's possible. See, the problem is we're gonna surveil that guy.
Dispatcher. Would you like to activate the surveillance? Can we turn the sadist and radical sideways to show that they're out? These two definitely, at least as far as we are fairly sure they are out. Cutthroat and Psychopath may be out. Robert and Spy still technically in.
Delvia.
Matt says, I think you need to introduce this to Wigsby. You know how he likes social deduction, clue, rear window. This would be right up his alley. I think you would be right.
We could ask about that one.
You'd rather ask about this one.
Um, hmm.
I mean, this is already gone.
I know, but it's a different age
It is a different age.
and it's a central block with the building.
It is.
This one to the
It
last
is a
crime
third
scene.
age, is what you're saying.
Last crime scene. If we asked about somebody over here and he says yes, then we know it's not this or this. But the likelihood is that he can't murder somebody. All victims have to be murdered in blocks with buildings. So it's likely he'll say yes. If he would have to say yes because it's in a building. You cannot murder anyone a block adjacent to the last crime scene. He would also say yes. So I'm not sure that is very helpful. I don't know. Can you see the gentleman next to in the hat next to Pink? The gangster? This one? This?
I'm gonna have to adjust that lamp at some point. Get the shine away. See if I can do it now without messing with the green screen.
All victims have to be buildings.
Yeah, that's the lamp right there.
If we ask about the professor again, you want to ask about the gangster? I'm fine with that. I just don't know that because it's not a different age. My thought is murdered in blocks with buildings. It doesn't help us narrow in these is the problem. So I think we have to ask about one of these two, I think. The problem is there's nothing that works with both of those. Nothing that goes with both of them. So where were we? We were here. We could go to the diner instead.
Gigi says go with purple.
I know, but what does that mean?
Purple or pink? These are pink. That one's purple.
Instead of
This one's purple.
I'm not sure this actually helps us, so I'm not sure we do it. We were here, we questioned these people.
You have one more movement.
I mean, the only thing that might give us information is if we surveil him and ask again about him. And if he says yes this time, it means it has to be this one. You think that is the one? The purple? I guess I'll just go with this and see what you say, Michael.
Go with which one?
I am going to
Professor.
surveil the professor and ask about the professor. Can you kill the professor right now?
Not only does this clear up the that what you thought, if it changes, then you've also taken care of whether it was me or not.
Of course, I know.
So, which means these go out.
Right. Oh, I know.
Um, Yeah, I could kill him.
Yeah, you could kill him. That's right, you could kill him. All right. I already knew.
Yeah, I could kill him.
Yeah, I knew it. All right. Yay.
Yeah, I could kill him.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I had a gut feeling it wasn't you. It could have been you, but I had a gut feeling it wasn't you. Well, that was good information, everybody.
All right. You ready to move some peoples around?
Sure, shuffle them.
And
Yeah,
now I will.
good-ish
I'm
now.
gonna choose this one. It's gonna be press. No, it's government.
Nice.
It's government. I can't move the mayor. He's stuck.
Oh yeah,
He's stuck there.
you can't move her
Oh,
either, can
I,
you?
I.
Oh,
It
she's
says
supposed to be
Sheen
up.
is up. Yes, I can.
Okay, you even move her when I'm sitting there.
Yeah, of course.
Oh,
No. I mean, I'm not moving her off of you. I mean, not because she's on you.
1, 2, 3,
Would
4.
you like to choose your?
No, let's do the next one.
What is it? Hey, it's
Orange.
labor.
Yeah.
I just love the bright, vibrant colors on these. I love it.
Okay. All right, we're gonna move. We're gonna move her down.
Rosie goes down.
Whoops. Yep. Sure.
Seems good.
Yep.
Let's see. I am going to intimidate. Intimidate. Kill the patrolman.
What? Yep. All right. You would do that. You would do that.
I did do that.
Yep. Um. Hmm. Player.
DGP said, "Wait, what?" I looked away. What happened? Uh, intimidate. Intimidate. Kill. He's looking a little too close. I had to take him out. What? Don't look at me like that.
You're doing that for protection.
Doing what for protection?
Nothing. I know exactly what he's doing. I figured it out.
Do you not need the fifth turn?
Nope. Well, we'll see. We're gonna go here. I'm going to use the diner ability to ask the ball player.
Asking the ball player. What are you asking him?
Um, is the murderer short?
Is the murderer short? Yes, the murderer is short.
And then I will ask this person,
This person,
dark blue,
dark blue dispatcher.
is the murderer 20 years old?
No, the murderer is not 20 years old.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I guess that's all I got.
That's all you got. So we don't have to move anyone around or anything because that is the end.
Well, we can try and see.
Oh, that's true.
I could try and see some information I don't otherwise have.
That is true. I will shuffle these up. I will draw and government, and I
Okay.
don't move them.
Yeah.
And you take
Criminals.
criminals.
Boo.
So you knew these two. We're going to
Yeah.
kick these out.
I have my guess.
All right. What do you want to do first? The motive or the criminal? And do you want to get information from everybody first? Or
I already think I know.
you just got it.
I think so.
All right.
I might be wrong. I'm probably wrong. I don't. All my information isn't corroborated, so people lie. But
It was Michael in Central Park with a lead pipe. Jumbia!
Delvia, that's the wrong game. It's wrong. Wrong game.
It was Senor Azul. No.
All right. Well, I think you're the robber.
That's what we're going with first.
Yeah.
Motive.
Yeah.
I am a robber. I cannot murder anyone adjacent to the last crime scene. I'd kept that as hidden as I could.
Yes.
And you used exactly the right tools.
I had to.
And asking the professor was the right plan. Had you asked someone that was at a building spot in the center,
It wouldn't have helped me.
or these guys that were in the center
Adjacent to the recent.
it would not have mattered.
No.
Because yes.
But I think you are this guy, the musician.
The intimidated musician.
Yep. You made yourself.
She says the reason I intimidated was a faux intimidation.
Well, because I could have gone to the police station. Oh, I could have unintimidated him and gone or talked to him or whatever. But you could still lie if that's you. I could have gone to the police station and surveilled, but you would still say no either way because it was next to space 5. So I'm like,
so if there
himself.
How you do that is, if there was a day 6, would you have been able to murder? And the answer is yes or no, based on whatever. So,
how did I do? Is Michael the musician, the blue musician?
I am not the blue
No.
musician. I am not the blue musician.
So sure.
My lies directed you there on purpose.
I know, but I try, and there's only so much I can corroborate. So, all right, who was your suspect or your muse or whatever?
So, Delvia says the gangster. Geek Girls Podcast says the gangster.
Was your person?
Forget about it. I'm the gangster. I was the gangster.
Yeah, yeah. But it still led to the medium build.
Uh huh.
Well, I guess so.
I
The,
I said so. You asked whether he was medium build, and I said no, as the gangster.
right. But you said yes as the pink artist.
Yes, because she
Was your
she was my uh, she was my I put, where is it? There it is, artist.
what?
She was my person of interest.
So the gangster was who? You?
Me. She
Oh.
was my person of interest.
Well, that's just bad luck. That's just bad luck. That was a bad luck.
Surely they would not both be on there. So who was my group? You should know.
I really don't know.
You the
If you were the gangster, then um
you didn't know that one. You knew Jet Set. You knew Labor. You knew Press. You did not know this, which was the Outcasts.
I'm guessing green. I mean, I don't know. Why would you pick green though?
I would
So
not have picked green because there are no greens on the board.
yeah, I know.
That's the one I showed Jelfia.
I mean,
It was not
immigrant.
immigrants. It was authority.
Yeah, but
I was safe with the lawyer.
yeah,
Was safe with the dispatcher.
right. I didn't.
Letter the and did not have to lie at the end because the murderer was not 20.
I didn't ask about that though.
You asked if the murderer was 20 over here.
No, I asked if he was a short build, and you said no, and you did lie.
No,
So,
you asked him if he's a short build, and he is short.
oh yeah, I asked if he was a small build.
No, you asked, the last question you asked was he 20?
No, I wrote X here for small
That's
builds.
interesting though, because you should go back in the tape. You asked 20. However, had you asked, I would have said he was a large build, leading you to the musician because he's mine.
Right. Yeah, either way, it would have led back there.
Either way, it leads to the musician because he was mine.
But I assumed you were lying with that last person anyway, so I actually assumed that the dark blue was your color. I'm like, whatever it says, it doesn't matter because he's just gonna lie to me.
He's gonna lie to you.
Oh God, I'm close. I need a
Aldi,
few more questions.
Aldi, it's so much fun.
Ugh.
Yeah, Geek Girl said one of the last questions was, "Is he 20?"
Okay, I wrote it wrong. It's because it didn't
But
matter.
it didn't matter because
It didn't
I was
matter.
going to lie to her
Yeah, I figured
if it
that
was going
dark
to
blue
lead to me.
was.
And I was going to lead it to the musician. I'm like, I'm 40, the musician's 40. I'm not
Oh,
lying because it's a 20 question.
so sad that that you end up in the same spot.
So yeah, I was the veteran right here.
Ugh. I knew you weren't. I knew you weren't the professor, though. I'm like, I am. If I can narrow down these two, I was like 90% sure I would get your motive.
Geek Girl said, I knew it was the gangster and the robber the
You,
whole time.
but you said purple.
She's on my side. She's part of my group.
Oh, good job. Good job. No, I'm getting closer. I'm getting better. I'm getting better. Yes, Aldi, this game is amazing. I really like it. I want to do really well at it.
And you're getting closer.
I'm getting better. I'm trying to figure out how to move people in the right patterns to set it
If
up
you
for
group
how
if you group them, I kill across the board.
I know.
That's the problem.
Right, but they need to be grouped for
Yes.
any chance of me getting
Yes.
questions out of people.
Yes.
So it's tough.
You're right. All of that is 100% correct.
It's really tough.
So the other really good thing about this game is that so there is the intuition mode which gives you powers. We've not even tried to do any of those. But it's really cool because you've then got scenarios like Panic in the Streets where you've got a certain scenario set up and or Touch of Evil or On Dangerous Ground or DOA, and it's it looks like there's a whole lot of goodness in this game beyond what this is just the basic logic version of the game, and it's already fantastic.
Already hard. Very hard.
um I suspect like Rear Window was, I think that this is going to make it up into my top games of the year.
Yeah, this is one. This is great. I really like it. It's not exactly like a hidden movement, but it kind of also gives me a little bit of that feeling of hidden movement, even though it's not that
Even though it's not,
mechanic. It gives you the same kind of like, well, where is he now? Why is he doing
it's
this?
hidden roll.
It is hit and roll, I
It's
suppose, but
much like Fury of Dracula and what's the Jekyll and Hyde one that you like so much?
yeah,
Um,
Whitechapel.
Whitechapel, Letters of Whitechapel.
But it's
But yeah,
Jack the
not
Ripper.
yeah, Jack the Ripper. That's what I mean.
But yeah, I enjoy trying to figure out these kind of puzzles and using surveillance to your benefit. I didn't really use it to my benefit the first game. I feel like I did this
Oh, you
game.
knocked it out of the park this game. You did just enough
I
to
did, but I was asking the wrong people. But they were all grouped together. That's why he didn't move them.
not
I
necessarily.
know you kept drawing yellow conveniently.
And I knew you could trust yellow, so I kept turning yellow over, and or killing them because I knew you could trust them.
Well, that's
The
why I
ones
was
that she trusts, you got to take them out, right?
no.
And so you've got to leave some people as the murderer. You've got to leave some people. Um, so I conveniently kept the blues open and my group open and whatever, and made sure to kill other things. My a better play would have maybe have been to murder the mayor at the end, but I'm not sure who I would have murdered on turn 4 because 4 and 5 were right. The mayor was next to 4. I couldn't do it. So there's a lot of goodness.
Yeah, it's
I'm
really
I'm
good.
looking forward to playing
It's tough.
many more games of this.
Yeah, it's really good. I like it.
Um,
One day I'll win.
yes, you will.
Ugh.
I'm sure of it because I thought you'd get me this time, but I got lucky.
With your person of interest and yourself in the same square. That's just bad luck for me. But
Well, they didn't start out in the same square.
I don't think it's available in the US yet. I did get a Gen Con, and I know it's sold out at Gen Con. Um, but I assume some company, if not Arcane Wonders, will pick it up. I don't know if Arcane Wonders is picking it up, but they
I
do
hope
a
so.
lot of Hobby World games. So I hope someone picks it up in the US because it's gorgeous. It's a great game. It's
Yeah,
really fun.
gorgeous. Plays great
Easily one of the best games I've played this year.
easily. Yeah, I would
I,
agree.
I, I really, really love it. So
100% with that.
it's my jam. I made it really difficult at the in the first turn for everybody to understand what was going on because I did something kind of complicated, which kind of broke my brain a little bit. I'm like, well, but it's fine. We made it come back full circle in the end.
That's it.
Yeah, definitely play it.
Intent to Kill by Hobby World.
Do it.
And if you enjoyed this teach and playthrough and you want to see more just like it, come join us on YouTube. Search for Board Gamer Steph. Or you can join all of us crazy people on twitch.tv/BoardGamerSteph, where we stream live every Wednesday and Sunday night at 5 p.m. Central, and we stream 3 games or more every single stream. So come join us on Twitch, where we play all the games.
And for those on Twitch, we'll be right back.